the numbers is really important. So let's talk about the
Yeah,
numbers.
let's talk numbers.
The
'cause at the end of
pricing,
the
how do
day-
you price it?
Yeah.
Right?
How do you price this thing? I like your model of you just charge 300 when everyone else charges 100.
Yeah.
You can literally do that. It's the Wild West, right?
Well, it's kind of the belief I have is anything will sell at the right price, right?
Yeah.
I mean, anything will sell if it's the right price. So you want to test the marketplace. You want the marketplace to tell you what to charge.
Yes.
So I try to charge as much as I possibly can every single week until the bookings stop.
Yes.
And when I hit that limit, I'm like, okay, I know 300 is the upper limit. Nobody's booking this place. And then I'll start lowering the price back down and see what happens. And what I do also is on the vacant days, I slash the prices aggressively. It's the same thing hotels do, same thing airlines do.
Yeah, airlines.
Right, you try to book a
Yeah, some people are
ticket.
like, oh, is this ethical to change the price? I'm like, well, next time you're on an airplane, ask anyone sitting next to you.
What did you pay?
They did not pay the same as you. It's crazy.
It's insane.
And so hotels are the same thing. They basically call it, they load
Dynamic
balance.
pricing.
Dynamic pricing is their thing, but I think of it as load balancing. They go, all right, this room, this section of the hotel has nobody in it, drop the price. This one, the suites are all being booked, jack the price through the roof. Vegas does the same thing. So you keep it simple. You rent it for a week, let's say at $150. Then when the people move out, you say, oh, let me try 200. And then if it gets rebooked,
well, what I do is I always charge more on the weekends, significantly more, because on Airbnb your weekends are going to fill immediately.
Okay.
So I charge more on the weekends.
How much more? Like on a $100
well, for example,
list.
if I'm charging $150 on a weekday, I'll charge $200 to $225 on the weekend, maybe $250.
So you'll go up maybe 50%.
50% more on a weekend. And what I'll do is, let's say I'm listing a property for the first time. I just listed a property 2 months ago, and it was brand new. I didn't know. It was in a neighborhood where nobody had any Airbnbs, and I'd never been in that neighborhood. And I listed it. I just said, I'm going to just pull a big number out, like $300 a night, and see if anybody books it. Well, I had like 2 bookings for over the course of the next 60 days. And I thought, well, that's not very good. So I let it sit for another few days. And then I lowered the price to $275. Now I got more bookings. So now I suddenly got, like, say, the next 30 days booked. I'm happy with that. 30 days out is fine. So I know around $275. Is
that a goal, kind of 30 days out?
30 days out. Because what I don't want to happen, this is the biggest mistake people make, is they'll pick a price and then their calendar will have it open. And then suddenly all the weekends get booked out for 4 months.
Yes.
And they're like, I'm so excited. I'm like, that's not a good thing, because you probably underpriced those weekends if they booked out that fast.
And also, sometimes you're going to lose out on the weekday. Someone just took the cream, they took the dessert, and you're left with the vegetables trying to sell the vegetables.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the weekdays are going to fill not as fast. And so let's say the weekdays start filling up at $150 a night, and then I have this 10 days on my calendar that I can't fill. Well, most people would just let that go and they lose that money. But what I'll do is I'll cut the price even further. So if I charge $100 a night on a unit that I'm getting as much as $300 for or $275 for, I will have gained another $1,000 a month on that.
Yeah.
So you can charge less and make more.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you charge. It only matters what you bring in. And any vacancy you have, you're making $0 that day.
Yeah. Hotels, like in the hotel business, I have friends in the hotel business. All they're tracking, their key metric is occupancy rate. And they're trying to stay up in the 90s and things like that, because you start getting down in the 60s and 70s, that's the break-even point.
Yeah.
You're just making back your costs. You're not making a penny.
Well, the average right now, according to AirBNB, which is a data research company, is around 63% of days will get booked.
Which isn't good.
Which isn't good. Now, my students are up in the 80s on average, and I'm up in the 90s plus for most of my listings.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Because really the profit is probably starts kicking in around 60s.
You can
70s,
still be profitable
80s.
there, yes.
But you're not wildly profitable.
You're not wildly. That's like making $800 a month on a small 1-bedroom unit versus making $1,800 a month or $2,000 a month. Yeah.
Yep.
Or more.